everybody, and welcome to another installment of Tom's World. Yes, I finally got my hair cut. Thank God. In any case, I'm back here at Neshaminy State Park, and I have definitively found the garden. It took some research online, some comments from people, and I walked literally not even 2 minutes from the main trail, and there it is. And I knew that was going to be the case. I knew it was going to be right in plain sight, and I just didn't see it. I walked all the trails, all the way in the back, all the way in the front, never found it, and it was right here. Anyway, let's go check this out, finally. And from what I understand, on the other side of this garden, there are or were some caves, and they may or may not be filled in. So we'll check that out, and if they're not filled in, I'll come back another day and check them out as well. I've also done some research, and I found a lot of history about the people who used to own this whole land, the Logans, and I will put that in my next video as well. So stay tuned for that. It's pretty interesting. So let's go check this out. There's a trail going in. Little roundabout here around this tree. I still can't believe this was right here. That blows my mind. I'm guessing this right here would be the sundial that I read about. There is still a trail here, but it's pretty overgrown. Like, obviously not complete anymore, but I believe this is the sundial. And you can see in the background the wall that was the entrance, and this whole thing must have been the garden. And there is also an old fountain on the wall here. Oh, isn't this cool? Got little spade stones. You can see the brick trail ends right here. I think this whole thing used to be like a little reflecting pool of some kind. Obviously no longer, it's just dirt. And so here is the wall-mounted fountain. I would assume that the water came out of the fish's mouth, and there was probably some kind of half bowl there that would catch the water, and it would overflow down into here. Maybe there's a opening on this side. No, there's a crack, but no opening. I would have thought that maybe that would have fed the little reflecting pool there, but I guess not. And he looks pissed off. I just think this is from like the 1930s, 1940s. It still stands here. Somebody piled up the bricks over there. And up here, there is the Humpty Dumpty statue on top of the entrance. One of his legs is missing, and part of one of his arms, and it would appear that Humpty Dumpty did fall off there and crack, apparently. Not really, but poor attempt at a joke, I know. Let's check this out from the other side. Humpty Dumpty's butt. And adobe-like walls. Let's see, what's the sign say there? Humpty Dumpty sat on a wall, Humpty Dumpty had a great fall. All the king's horses, all the king's men couldn't put Humpty together again. Well, apparently they did. Eagle Scout project. So apparently the Eagle Scouts have been maintaining this. They have an entrance on this side too. Very cool with the vines growing up the wall. From the pictures I saw, which I actually saw pictures of when this was still owned by the Logans, it was pretty beautiful, I'll say. So there's this entrance. And I have no idea what this was. Filled with muck, sticks and stones. I'll have to look back at the pictures again that I found from when this was all being maintained by the Logans, which they did maintain it on their own, because at one point they adopted a type of life where they did not eat or use anything that came from animals, and they went for a more simplistic kind of life. And they got rid of all their servants, which they were very rich people. They got rid of all their servants and just ran the place on their own. I'm not sure what this would have been, if it was the pump house, maybe not. It doesn't look like a pump house to me. Maybe this was one of the guest houses, maybe, because they apparently had quite a few guest houses on the property. And I don't know, maybe this was a bird bath, maybe. Quite possible. But it's very cool that one of the structures is still here outside of the garden. Once I found out on the maps where the garden was, which for some reason I was able to see better on my phone, I was able to see this structure, so I got kind of excited. See if we can see in there. Not really, the glass is kind of dirty. Just looks like a bunch of signs in there. One says South Camp. Can't see what the other ones say. Maybe we'll go around the other side here. Well, there's a door, but can't see in it. There's another window on this side. Maybe we can see in that. Oh, and there's no window down there. I can only bet a bunch of creatures live down there. I mean, there was a metal meshing on there that's been destroyed, basically. Let's see. Another sign in there. It says reenactment participant registration. Now, and there's a bunch of chairs right here. So the reenactment participant registration was from, I know at least once, maybe more than once, they did Civil War reenactments here. I don't think that anything Civil War related happened on this land, but they did do the reenactments here. So I was told that the caves should be on the other side of the garden. So somewhere down here. At first I thought maybe this might have been it, because kind of goes upward. And that structure back there, that's a playhouse that you can get to from State Road. Has a long driveway. So the caves are either back here, which it does look like another open field there. I may or may not have been there on my last trip here. But still, that garden, it's quite impressive. I might check it out one more time before I leave, since I'm gonna have to pass it again. But let's keep going this way and see what we find. If we don't find the caves this way, maybe I'll look for them down there before I take off. Don't have much time down here today because of all the craziness that's going on. We have another curfew going into place tonight at 6 o'clock, which I'm sure just means there's definitely going to be more chaos. Chaos and anarchy. Wow, it's just like wide open here. People down there. See if a trail keeps going that way. I think there might be one. But I'll turn this back on once I find it. So I did find the trail, come walking down, and I find these old steps. Now, I'm fairly certain that these probably went to one of the guest houses down here. I keep hearing something moving around over there. I know there's a lot of gophers down here. I just seen one run across, probably from under here. He probably has a home in here somehow. But still no sign of the caves. Still hearing something over there. There is... oh, it's a bird. It's a blackbird. There is a little hill right there. And I do see a little deer path right here. Before I get too far away from the garden. Of course, it could be a little more this way too. But the fact that there's a hill in there, that makes me want to check it out. And I scared the blackbird away. Little hilly in there, but I'm not seeing anything that would look like an entrance to any kind of caves. See, now that I found the garden, the caves are going to be my next big exploration here. Because I got a strange feeling I am not going to find them. But I might get lucky, you know, I might come across it. Maybe I'm in the right area. For those of you who know where they are, right now you're probably saying, no dude, you're not even close. Yeah, I can see the garden through the trees over there, so this would be the other side of the garden. And I was told that the caves are on the other side of the garden, once you come across it. But I may not have gone back far enough yet. From recent pictures I've seen, and by recent I mean, I don't know, last 5, 6, 7 years, they showed that there was, at the very least, a gopher hole in the caves. So there's probably like a whole colony of gophers living in the caves right now. But I have to find it in order to know if that's all there is. For all I know, while the people say they may have been filled in, maybe whatever they filled in collapsed. So, ow, damn sticker bush. I'm gonna stop and do a quick tick check and then move on. Take this trail around. I don't think that I came on this trail when I was here last time, because I would have remembered those steps and this big wide open field here. But this might have been one of the trails that I started to take and said, nah, it goes around too far. Well, all right, I'm gonna stop and do my tick check. Okay, no ticks that I see. But came across this sign pointing down this way. I mean, somewhat of a trail, but not really, but apparently that's to Buck Alley. So let's see what Buck Alley is. Unless it gets too bushy down here, then I won't venture too far, but I got a feeling. Oh, did you see that? Something just ran away. It's still moving in there. Hopefully it doesn't do that fight or flight thing and come at me. I think I'm good. Well, trail does go up from here. Maybe this is where I need to be. Maybe not. It's like a little crater there. I wonder. Is this the area they talked to? Because it's like, it almost seems like it was filled up here too. I mean, there's an old looking tree here, but I wonder if this is the infamous caves. Let's see, we'll get a little closer here. Make my way through all this bushiness and stickiness. No, I'm guessing not. I don't see anything that would indicate any kind of caves, filled in or not. Take this way a little bit, but then I'll head back. But you'd have to think though, if it's elevated this much, somewhere along here would be the perfect place to have a cave entrance. Thought I saw something in the distance there, but it's just a down tree. See a lot of animal trails. I see nothing down here. No, that's a little too shrubbery-ish to go traipsing through in sneakers and shorts. I thought about wearing like jeans and my Timberlands, but it's just too hot. It's not as hot as it was the last time I was here, mind you, but too hot for jeans, I think. Yeah. Looks like this is going to come out to another trail. So they just named it Alley because it's like a little small trail that goes between main trails. Because I saw people and heard them walking across up here, so yeah, it's another trail. Probably one I was already on. So I'll just head back. A lot of these white flowers growing all over the place. Okay, back out to where I started. Woo! Little ditch there. With those steps being up that way. Which means the garden is still over there. I'll go down this a little bit further and see if I can find these caves. I do know that there's other ruins back here too, because they did have multiple buildings on the property. And a lot of them just kind of fell to nothing except the rubble. It's this back here. There's like a whole lot of leaves just piled on top of each other. As all the animal life scurries away. Oh no, there's a human! Look out! It's human! Run! I'm definitely not walking through that, because most likely there's animal homes in there, and I don't want to disturb them, but it does seem to go around the side here a little bit, so we'll check that out. Oh yeah, seems to go right around it. Strange high-pitched sound. Let's see. Yeah, I don't think I'm gonna find anything back here. I mean, while I could easily walk through that, it just looks like it leads to more brush back that way, so. And also those that dune area that I got to in my last video, I did find that on Google Maps as well. And yeah, there's not really much to that. Just on the other side of it is some trees, and then it leads out to another trail. Now, if I were a cave, where the hell would I be? I don't think I'd be back here. Of course, I wouldn't trust my judgment anyway, because I kept following the ways that I thought that the garden might be the last time, and that led me nowhere. See, there's something up here. I don't know if it's a downed tree or a big rock. Probably just a piece of a downed tree. And then a trail, a paved trail on the other side of it. Okay, back to the stone trail. Got just a tiny bit lost and sidetracked on my way back. The trails weren't as clear coming back. Lots of big black butterflies back here. But as you can see, I made my way back to the big piles of leaves. So I think when we get back out to that stone trail, I'm not going to go too much further down, because I think I'm just getting too far away from the garden. So I'll take a little look down here. If it doesn't look like anything, then I'll just turn around and go back, and I'll pick back up over those steps down that way. Okay, I came down this far, and that sign way down over there, I can read that it says Locust Lane. Sounds like a Superman character. But I know for a fact we went down Locust Lane. There's another trail that goes back this way, right after Locust Lane, to the right. And it looks like it goes pretty far back. But I'm not going to take that today. I'm going to head back towards those stairs now and see if I can roam around a little bit more before I take off. Okay, made it back to the steps. I know the garden is off that way. And I'm not really seeing many little trails. Does look like there's a pile of dirt back there, like just been there a long time. Again, I'm counting on you guys that know this place well to let me know if I'm close. And I can't tell, it could just be a big downed tree back there. And no trail here. Does look like a big pile of dirt. I'll check it out up here, see if there's a trail that goes to the right. I think there is. I'll go down that a little bit. And if I can't find it, well then, that's just an adventure for another day. Oh look, this whole time, I was on Beaver Lane and Logan's Walk. And down that way are those two stone pillar type things that I saw on my last walk. So I guess I'm heading back to the garden. One last look before I take off. This place is very, very cool. I mean, a lot of these trees, the bigger ones anyway, you gotta imagine they were here probably around that time. They were probably a lot smaller, but I'm sure Humpty has watched them all grow. I mean, some trees don't get real thick as they get older. Most do, but some, I believe some don't. Just try to imagine what these might have looked like, filled with flowers, maybe bushes in the backdrop. And you could tell something was growing up against those walls because there's still remnants of dead vines on them. Could have just been some ivy growing up there that was ripped off. I have to see if I can find those pictures that I found online before. See if they have any images of what was in this garden right here on the left side of Humpty after you come in. There's the fountain again. I think in the older pictures I saw of this, you see this wall in the aerial shot. It's kind of blurry, so it's hard to make out, but I could swear it went down further than this. So let's, before I leave, let's go straight down from this and see if it goes down any further. I mean, maybe it just looked that way, I don't know. But you can see there was an old entrance slash exit right there. I'm guessing that's what that was. I don't see any. Oh no, I do see brick. So yeah, this was probably a path that went straight up that way. And there's a thing over there. Looks like something that would have had like a flower pot on it or whatever. But in the images I saw, it kept going down this way. Now I think there's a path right there, so might have gone past where the path is. Let us find out before I leave. Check out all these little holes. Maybe woodpeckers. I don't know though. They don't go all the way up. And there is sap coming out of them. Maybe the sap's been harvested. You can see it right there. Maybe the sap's been harvested for something. I don't know what kind of tree this is exactly. But there we go, better view. Well, not really with the sun right there. Little side trail right here. A bunch of cut up blocked wood. Wonder what that is. I mean, obviously I know what it is, but why is all this right here? So, okay. So there is where it ended. And I know it came out straight this way. Curiouser and curiouser. And this is like right where I came in, basically. Doesn't seem to be any little trails. Well, maybe there's a little one here. Although these two darker trees here, they look like they've been here a long time, so maybe it didn't go as far back as I thought. Then again, the picture I saw was from, sometime in the 1950s. So, we figure over 50 years, that tree could get that big. This downed tree is in my way though, because I do see that the path continues. Maybe I can get around it. Yeah, maybe. And then, if this leads me to nowhere, then I'll go back, snap a couple pictures of the garden, do my wrap up. The hell was that? I don't know if you guys heard that on there. It was like, well, now this almost looks like where I was when I looked down the mound there, like up along that trail. So like if I went up here and then followed it around, yeah, I think I was up there. I'm just getting a reverse view. No caves. Not this time. But stay tuned. I will be doing research, much like I did with the garden. And I found my way to that. Easy as it was, it didn't seem so easy when I was here last time. Well, yeah, I'm gonna go take some snapshots for my Facebook and my Instagram, and then I'll do my wrap up. Well, I guess that wraps this one up. We finally got to see the garden. We finally made it. I found it. Now I just have to find the caves. So I am going to do my due diligence and my homework, and if anybody can help me out and let me know if I pass right by where they are, or it can give me some kind of coordinates or something, some kind of landmark, let me know exactly where the caves might be, would be very helpful. But as I said, that's a wrap on this one. Make sure that you stay healthy, you stay safe, and take care.